Okay, so I noticed in the caption on your video, you had something along the lines of like, no more innocent babies will be unalived, which has led me to believe that you don't really understand what defund Planned Parenthood really means. Which I don't think it's your fault. I'm pretty sure it was not covered in the homeschool program that you and your brother went through, and I'm sure it's not being covered in the homeschool program that you are pushing on your children. So the first thing that I want to address is the claim that federal funds go towards like any abortion, because they don't. Something called the Hyde Amendment has existed since the 80s. And the Hyde Amendment is what explicitly prohibits federal funds to be used for abortion, except in the case of the threat of life to the pregnant person, or if the pregnancy arises from incest or rape. There is, of course, a little caveat to this, in that Medicaid and Medicare funds can be used by certain states to cover an abortion for any reason, but that is something that is decided on the state level by those individual states, which I'm pretty sure that's what you guys all wanted with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, for like things to be returned to the states. So that was returned to the states. And some states have decided that their Medicare funds go to that, and those are state Medicare funds, not federal Medicare funds. Talk about the federal funding that Planned Parenthood does receive. So they receive money mainly in two ways: reimbursements from Medicaid and then grants from government agencies. This particular article from usafacts.org talks about financial year 2015, which was like a heavily audited year, I believe, for Planned Parenthood. But in that year, they received $390 million in federal and state Medicaid reimbursements, and then also received $57.28 million in grant money, mainly through the Title X Family Planning Services program. The overwhelming majority of those federal Medicaid funds are going to be related to things like general health care and checkups, preventative care, things like birth control, cancer screening. Now, the other program mentioned was Title X. So what is Title X? It's a federal grant program that provides family planning, preventative health services, including access to contraception, supplies, and information, and prioritizes that to people from low-income families and people that do not have health insurance. Title X really helps out those low-income families that may be struggling with infertility, that may need access to birth control, that need access to preventative screenings and preventative care. Again, not abortions. I just think it's really important that we understand, when you are saying defund Planned Parenthood, you are not talking about stopping abortions. When you say defund Planned Parenthood, that would mean taking away access to healthcare for millions and millions of families across the country that rely on the services of Planned Parenthood and the ability to afford those services, to procure contraception, to have preventative screenings, to take care of themselves. You are not taking away abortions.